Nyesom Wike, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, on Saturday led other delegates to participate in the controversial Rivers State People's Democratic Party Congress. The exercise held under the tight security at the PDP State Secretariat, despite conflicting orders on it. However, Governor Similaye Fubara, his deputy, Ngozi Odu, the members of the State Executive Council, and the 23 local government caretaker committee members and other loyalists of the governor boycotted the exercise. Wike was welcomed with cheers by the surging crowd of PDP delegates when he arrived at the venue of the Congress. Before casting his ballot, Wike thanked the delegates for their peaceful disposition and urged them to stay and work together. At the time of filing this report, the Martins Amehule-led members of the State Assembly, loyal to Nyesom Wike, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, were already seated and had been accredited at the venue for the Congress. Let me start with you, Chief Luckyman. What is your take on this?
Well, you know, I really don't know what to say about all these issues. People just decide not to obey court orders. There have been a series of going back and forth on this PDP, PDP issue. But what surprises me is the fact that the 23 or 27 legislators that decamped to the All Progressive Congress actually attended a PDP the State Congress. And it's somehow, I don't know, I begin to wonder, what are they actually doing there? They have decamped. You see that anti-party runs in their bloodstreams or in their, I don't know, in their veins, because these are people that came out in public fora chanting, on your mandate we shall stand, on your mandate we shall stand, and they were waving PDP flags, and they also sought an affidavit that they have decamped from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress. And I recall a few days ago when the APC in the state were having a stakeholders engagement, the state chairman, Emeka Beke, was even saying they were supposed to be there, that they were all invited because they are members of the APC. Of course, they are members of the APC. So I don't know what they are trying to do. Are they trying to evade justice, or do they want to eat their cake and have it? I don't know what. But let's see. These are matters that are in court. One would not really want to say much on it, but let's see how it plays out. Chief
Luckyman, before I move over to hear the opinion of Chizzy, you know, Chief Luckyman, you were the spokesperson for the ADC.
Yes, correct? I am. I'm still the spokesperson.
Apologies, I should have added that to your description. So you are still the spokesperson for ADC. Yes. So you understand party intrigues and all that. Now, if I may ask you, what are the requirements for leaving your political party, and what are the requirements for being a member of another political party? Look,
the constitution is clear on it.
Your party constitution?
Both the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is clear on it. The moment you are decamping from a political party out of irreconcilable differences, you say, look, I am leaving. This place is becoming too volatile for me. I can't stay anymore. I am moving from party A to party B, where I feel that the party is more accommodating, and the way they do things are more
in line.
In line with my views and aspirations. I know that I'll be comfortable there. So I'm free to move if I feel that where I am is not comfortable. But again, if you are a political office holder and you're moving, you're leaving the party when there are no crises, when we know that even though there are crises, this crisis does not have any direct impact on you performing your duties, and you leave, it means you are vacating your seat.
That's not the question I asked.
Yes, no, I understand. So these are the conditions for anyone leaving his or her party to another party.
Okay.
If you have the party is having issues, there are irreconcilable differences, and these issues are actually affecting your functionality in that political party, for Christ's sake.
All right. Now, you spoke about, you answered me from the angle of the Nigerian Constitution. When one vacates, his political party and the defecting or leaving his political party is not in line with the provisos, then the person should vacate his seat. But that's not the question I asked. I asked question in line with your party constitution. How do you acknowledge someone as a party member?
First, one can become a party member the moment he registers with the party from the units, the ward, and begins to participate in party affairs.
All right.
He is a party man.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That answers the question. So before I come back to you, let me get from Chizzy. What is your take on this story?
Well, let me not just take on the chief, but let me first speak on the primaries. I heard you say controversial. In fact, they have even given the judgment before the whole period, but I don't think there's anything controversial about it. You see, the PDP is, I'm a member of the APC, of course, as it is ADC.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, I contested with Emeka Beke, so I think I should better talk about the APC. I'm a member of the APC, I contested the chairmanship with the APC, I was a member of the State Working Committee, I lead a very vibrant, just like GDI of the PDP, I see you in APC. So I know everything about APC by his grace.
You're still in the State Working Committee?
No, I can't be in the State Working Committee because I contested with, but I'm a member of the State Executive Committee.
All right.
So that's different. Of course, because I was a member of the State Working Committee. Now, let me talk about PDP. Firstly, it's the internal matters.
Yeah.
Now, the question he asked or he raised was that he wondered why the 27 lawmakers were in PDP.
I wanted to ask you a question. I was going to get to that.
Okay.
And the question I wanted to ask you, that was why I asked Chief Lucky Man, what are the criteria for being a member in your party?
Yes.
Now, luckily you are in the SEC of APC. So probably you are in the right position of authority to answer this question and make clarifications. In your party register, have you ever come across in your party register the 27 or 23 lawmakers, as it were? Are they registered members of your party? Do they have the party card? Do they pay their dues? Have they been attending any APC events so far?
Okay. That's what I wanted to do. He even has answered it. He said, here, speaking, he said, you have to be a party member because you're registered. But if you're not registered, you can actually be party sympathizer. You can sympathize with a political party, but that is not registration. You can attend even the activities without being a member.
Interesting.
That's a different ballgame. But you are a member of the political party because you are registered in your unit. And by the grace of God, one of the lawmakers, Prince Lemchi Yeche, is from my constituency and my place. And so he's not registered with us.
Is he registered in your unit?
I said he is not registered. If he's going to be registered, the person that will be there as the leader of the place will be myself. He's not registered with us. Now, I can't talk about that. There's a fundamental human right to belong to wherever you want to belong. And of course, the electoral law has also told us that for you to defect, especially as an elected member, that there should be some or a provable faction that you can prove it before. And where can you prove it? Before a court of competent jurisdiction, that there was kind of issues in your today party before going to the other party. And now if you have to do it, especially again as an elected member, you have to resign. I was a member of the PDP. In fact, I was the secretary of mobilization committee for Wike 2015 election. I was secretary only to be chaired by Felix Obuaram. Of course, you know that if you are chaired by a party chairman, you are like the chairman of the party. So I mean the chairman of the committee. So I was acting as the chairman of the mobilization committee. But I left the PDP in 2017, and everybody knew I left the PDP. I wrote the PDP that I'm leaving them, wrote them, and then went to APC, declared in Polo Club, went to each ward, took my people from each local government to go to the ward to register. Now, the fact that I could say it, I don't want to deny that, I could say I have decamped, and I'm now a member of this party. That does not make me a member of the party. That does also not make me. And do you know what? The only people emboldened to prove that I have actually decamped is the party. It's not all of us who are outside this, even the PDP, that has the onus to say you've decamped from my party because you have written them that you have decamped. You can go and do affidavit or whatever affidavit, even though I haven't seen. You can do whatever, and the court is here, you know, Chioma, to interpret more for us. these people said we belong to the PDP. The PDP have said they have not decamped. Now we who are not members of the PDP said no, they have decamped. The APC, he said Emeka Beke, you know, in one of those statements he made, Emeka Beke came on, the court just granted him, you know, something, and then just a day, that same day, Emeka Beke came
addressing the press
conference, he said they were members of the PDP. The question you will ask is that Emeka Beke knew that before that court declared, he was not even participating. As at the time the so-called defection was done, he was not any of that. And so how did Emeka Beke,
that was the CTC chair.
how did Emeka Beke all of a sudden, just there, now knew that they were members of PDP? Has he gone to hand over, because having done that, maybe he needed to be handed over to, at that working document, he would not know that, oh, these people were members of the PDP. He never did that.
So it wasn't, your opinion, was it a political statement?
Choma, I hate when they say political statement, because I read political science. That's not political.
What is it then?
That is a careless statement. Because you see, when people say political statement, it means that you are lying, you should lie. There is no letters of politics that says you have to lie.
So the APC did not take on Emeka Beke for making a statement that was actually baseless.
You mean the APC didn't take Emeka?
Yes.
The APC national have said that Emeka is not recognized. So they are looking at Emeka as one of the people making statements. It's not like anything. Why would they take on something that they feel that he is not recognized? I mean, as the national, they are not trying to address press to say that no, we can't. Because you see, you know, sometimes we inherit a thing, and that is why I fear future very well. I fear future. We are members of the State Working Committee when the national dissolved the members of the National Working Committee and brought in caretaker. Obobola, Isaac Obobola, and we all accepted, including Emeka, who was secretary. I was a member of the State Working Committee. We all accepted, and because Obobola favored our camp, we all agreed, and we all stayed. And even when the Magnus Abbey's faction said no, Emeka cannot do, we did party revalidation, we did all of that, and we were there until a substantive election was held, where we came to contest again. Emeka Obobola was there. It was the national that did that. Now, I am not the law court. You know, I said here in one of your this thing that I was discussing with a judge, a justice of the Supreme Court, and I said, why people just be? He said, we are not the best because we are perfect. He said, we are best because we are final. That means that if the Supreme Court gives a ruling, there's nothing you can do about it. So they are not best because they are perfect, but they are best because they are final. And the case is within the court. It's within the court to interpret. It is the court that will now begin to interpret, because you see, all of these things that is happening is an eye-opener to all of us who does careless things, including the fact that you are new party, assuming you decamp without doing that your new camp party, should you run an election with them, can also say that you were a member of that party because they didn't see resignation. Let us allow this.
So what you're saying, in essence, if I get you, is that now these lawmakers, to the extent of your knowledge, as a SEC member of APC, are not registered members of APC. They have not written to the units to show interest to join the APC. They are not in the party register. That's what you're saying.
They are not. When you say registered member, they are not members.
Oh, interesting.
I'm not even talking about registered. They are not members. There are things that makes you members.
All right. You said there is a difference between a party member and a party sympathizer.
They can.
So where you
they can sympathize. When he said, he used the word they sang on your mandate we shall stand. Bros, I was in the APC, but I sang reset. Reset is of the article. I sang reset because, you know, there was something that happened in 2027. 23, sorry. In 2023, there was something that happened in Rivers State that political scientists is still finding a theory to come in there. In 2023, you saw a party that, you know, my brother and friend, Right Honorable Chibike Amechi, the former governor, was a man who came second in the convention, in the primaries of the party. And yet, his camp worked for Atiku. Then he saw an FCT minister who came second in PDP, and his camp worked for. So it was a lot of contradictions.
Probably Nigerians are getting wiser by the day that it's not about the party interest, but about the interest of the nation.
That looks like that, but I can also say that it also means that we didn't have ideology in the first instance.
Interesting.
That's ideology.
Party ideology.
That is zero ideological base. Because if you have ideology, you knew that, for instance, that the ideology, of course, there are conflicts of ideology. I don't even know the clear mark. I left PDP to the APC, and I didn't see the clear difference
between the PDP and the APC.
It's just a man trying to sell his own. So what I'm saying is that it is lack of ideological position, because if you had ideological position and you believe in this ideology,
you will not defect.
You will not.
Because that means you're recanting on what makes you you.
What makes you you. But here, because it is about me who is going to occupy there.
No, I am also seeing it in a different phase. Listen. Let's assume that these parties actually have ideologies.
Yes.
You go in based on what you have seen inside, and you after being there, you see that the practicality of what you expect to play out is not playing out. You have every right to pull out.
Sure.
So what if this is a situation that these people are seeing? But of course, I can't say they are seeing these things now because most of these people that we are calling here are all political bigwigs, and they have also enjoyed the largesse of politics within all these years. So to me, well, it's just everything is just about interest.
Yes, Chief, let me say this. While I was running for the chairmanship, one of my campaign this thing was that should you run for election in our party, even if you are going to come in from another political party, you must have spent 6 months in our party. The reason is this: I believe that we should build an ideological position that you should buy in. You know, you just don't, because now look at what happened. That means that somebody can just go to ADC, for instance, and he just marketed his party because I'm going to go there to talk to him. You know, because somebody can go to ADC, for instance, and then run election without even knowing the ADC constitution. Without, I can tell you, without just knowing, because even the ADC will say, oh, this guy is a viable candidate, maybe we should just...
So they woo the candidate.
The candidate to just move. As long as the candidate is going to win an election. No wonder you see that as soon as they take that vehicle to win, they're already looking at, in fact, if the party is not having crisis, they cause crisis for them to move to other political parties. And I tell you, it's a very wrong thing. And I think our democracy needs to fine-tune that very well.
Right. Now, if I also get you, Cheesy, another point you made with respect to the 27 lawmakers is that televised announcement of defection does not in any way translate to actual defection if the constitution of the party is not followed to the later. That's what you're saying.
I asked the ADC man now.
Okay.
Let me ask him. Let me ask him now. Let me ask you that if I declare on this thing now that I'm going to be a member of the ADC, a member of the ADC, will he allow me collect fund now without registration?
You cannot just come and declare and become member of the... Look, there are procedures to become a member of the party, Cheese, and you know these things. For God's sake. Let's go.
Okay. Go on.